Okay, so let's start with our first lecture. What we are going to do in this lecture, I have already plotted it down, so there will be no later on confusion. If you are just doing this for the first time, as I have said it earlier, we are using the Schweser notes. Everyone does that, so we will be doing that. I'll provide you the link where you can buy these notes, because without them you won't understand anything. Okay, so those will obviously not be a part of the fees, that you have to buy it separately. So we are doing reading 19th, so you'll not get it what are the readings and everything. Readings are just, you can say, like chapters. So there are many readings, so we are just doing one part of it, a very basic one. If you are from commerce background, this is nothing new for you, but if you are from science background और ये तुमने कभी पढ़ा ही नहीं है, so this might be something interesting or something new for you. So people who have done commerce, who have cleared CA and everything, so this is nothing new for them. This is quite easy. Okay, so let's start with our reading 19. I have just plotted in summary way what I am going to do in this lecture. So we'll start with the first basic thing, meaning of financial statements. So what are financial statements? If you are going into a company, the first thing you look at is whether the company is good or not. And how will you check? The number of employees they have, the work they will be giving to you. If you are looking out for a job, the salary they'll pay you, this is what you'll look as an employee if you want to be employed there. But if you are thinking about investing in it, so what are the parameters or what things you'll consider today? Okay, so let's analyze like this. If you have 1 crore rupees, it's a huge amount, but it's not that huge amount. There are so many companies where you can invest money, but there is limited amount of money you have, but there are unlimited companies. So what will you evaluate? What will be the basic criteria? Will you like what people do in when they fall in love? He loves me, he doesn't love me, like that petals. Will you do that? I'll buy Tata Motors, or I'll buy Reliance, or I'll buy Infosys. It cannot happen like that. You need to analyze something, you need to look out for something. What will you look out for? The first thing which any person looks out for is financial statements. Financial statements composes of basic financial structure of any company. Financial structure, the word financial structure means it will be obviously related to accounting. There are five things majority in terms of accounting. Those are capital, assets, liabilities, income, and expenditure. So we'll go on to these five terms to understand what are the components of financial statements. So I'll give you an example. Okay, let's imagine that I am just starting my class today. Okay, let's imagine that I'm just starting my class today. Can I start it without any capital? What is capital? But first, capital is the amount invested in business. Whatever amount you put in a business to make it run, to just start it, to jumpstart it, that is your capital. Because without capital, can you do anything? Without a basic money, can you do any business in India or anywhere in the world? No. If you even just want to start a tea stall, ठीक है, चाय का ठेला भी अगर तुमको लगाना है, फिर भी तुमको कुछ पैसा लगेगा. Even for tea stall you need some amount of money. Let's say for that tea stall you need 10,000 for that cart. Okay, 10,000 for the utensils, the cups and everything. 5,000 for chai patti, tea powder. Okay, 7,000 for advertising. You will have to put the advertising boards and everything. Okay, 8,000 for gas stove and whatever. Okay, so how much is it coming to? 10 plus 10, 20, and this is around 20, so 40,000 for a basic thing like chai. You need 40,000 rupees as investment. Without this, can you start selling tea? Obviously you can. If you are making tea at home, and if you are going door by door, and if you are asking any person, do you need chai, do you need chai, or you are going at shops and you are doing the same, you can do it, but still again you will need something. You will need a kettle. You will need where you will keep the chai when you are going to various vendors or shop sellers. So for any type of business you need some basic amount, and that is capital. Without capital, can you do any type of business? No. There are hardly any businesses which do not require any capital. I can't count them, hardly, as in one or two businesses in the whole world which won't require any capital. You can start it very easily. That is what you can say is profession. But for that again you need to have a degree, and for degree you again need money. Okay, so let's not go there, but the amount that is invested for business is capital. So without capital you cannot start. So for classes, let's say I invest rupees 5 lakh. I take a property on rent, I renovate it, put new furniture, new tables, new software, new laptops, ACs, inverter, and everything. I need 5 lakh rupees. Okay, so that is my basic start for my business, which is classes. Okay, so I need to purchase some things, some properties. So what may they be? I'll need TVs, I'll need ACs, inverter, okay, laptop, softwares, furniture, okay. Okay, these let's stop here. These are the investments I'll require. These are, you can say, these are the properties I'll require to properly run a classroom. Okay, without these, can I start a class? Yeah, obviously. Even if there is no software, even if there is no laptop, but still again boards are needed, markers are needed. So some or more property will be added or deducted, but these basic things will be needed. So if I use them in my business, those are my assets because they are giving me a future economic benefit. Students will come if I am recording the lecture. Not only the students in Nasik can view it, but all over India, or CFA course is worldwide. So even all over world, I can promote this videos and I can earn money just by recording this lecture at home. I can promote it to various parts of the country or various parts of the world, and I can earn money. So these are my assets because without the webcam, without the laptop, without the softwares, I won't be able to do that. So assets are which give future economic benefits over a period of time. Which in future, not immediately, but in future, I cannot expect I'll record a lecture today and 10 students will buy my lecture. It cannot happen. It will take some time, but definitely it will be helpful. Okay, so assets are which give future economic benefits in terms of business. So obviously these are long term. There are also some assets which are short term. Short term as in the fees of CFA is, for example, 50,000 rupees. Let's take an example. The fees are 50,000 rupees. You will request me that I'll pay 30,000 and 20,000 I'll pay after 2 months. Okay, if you request like that, yeah, I'll pay 30,000 right now and 20,000 I'll give after 2 months. 20,000 is receivable from you. I have to take 20,000 from you. In what period? This is within 1 year. So if something I am supposed to receive within 1 year, that is a short term asset. And if I am supposed to receive something after a period of 1 year, that is long term asset. We'll do this in detail later on. But right now we are just studying the components. And liabilities means I have to pay someone because I have taken some amount or I have taken some loan. In proper words, I have taken some loan and that person is supposed to be paid. So if I have taken a loan from a bank, a commercial loan, a personal loan, a business loan, whatever, and if I have used that amount in the business, let's say I bought ACs and inverter on credit card. So I have to pay the credit card company. What is that? That is my liability. I have to pay it to any bank or any financial institution or whatever. So if suppose you are supposed to, so if you are supposed to pay any person any amount of money, whatever it may be, that is your liability. ठीक है, तो तीन चीजें अपन ने देखी, कैपिटल, असेट्स और लाइबिलिटीज. कैपिटल माने क्या? अमाउंट इन्वेस्टेड इन बिजनेस. Assets which give future economic benefits. Assets are of two types, long term and short term. Liabilities are also of two types, long term and short term. Assets can be classified as fixed assets and current assets, and liabilities can be as long term or current. Okay, so fixed assets which give benefit over number of years in future, current assets which give benefits only in the year which we are calculating for. Liabilities, we are supposed to pay any person a sum of money. If we are supposed to pay it after 1 year, that is long term. If we are supposed to pay it within a year, that is short term. Okay, so we studied these three components. So these three components match up to balance sheet. But before this, let's view few points what they are using in your book. So financial reporting, let's start with first what is financial reporting. Our topic is that financial reporting is you will report numbers and figures and you will make some calculations so that an investor can understand whether he should invest in your company or he should buy the shares of your company. Refers to a way companies show their financial performance, whether your financial performance is good or bad. For example, automotive sector, in the month of April, they had no sales, they had zero sales because of the lockdown. No car company could even sell one unit of a car. So for the month of April, their performance will be in negative, zero, because they will be incurring expenses for operating the factories. They were paying wages to their workers, but there were no sales, so they cannot offset their expenses. so their performance will be negative. Like in school time or college time, when we used to fail in any subject or in any exam. Okay, so whenever you used to feel our performance was negative, so in the same way, company's performance is measured in terms of finance. Okay, so who is interested party in this? The shareholders, the persons or the people who have invested money in the company. So they'll be first interested what the results are of the company. If the results are good, they'll invest more money. If the results are bad or if the results are negative, they will withdraw their money from the company. Government is interested, the more you prosper, government will be not helping you, but government will be interested in taking money from you. In what way? In terms of tax. So government is interested, the people who have given you loan, creditors we call them. Creditors means the persons who have given you loan or any amount you are supposed to repay to them, they are creditors. So any person, if he has given you loan, for example, let's say I have taken a loan from HDFC Bank, so obviously they will be interested in my financial performance. If my classes performance improve, they'll be relaxed that this person will pay the amount on time. We don't have to take proper follow up. But if my classes performance goes in a negative way, they'll start worrying. They'll keep calling me that please pay your EMI. They might cancel my credit cards. They might cancel my loan. Okay, so they are also interested, or any other person. Usually they are banks. Even they are employees. If a company is doing good, the employees are happy. But as you know, the COVID-19 situation, employees are scared shitless because any company can fire any number of employees right now, which is quite happening. Many of the companies have already fired many of their employees. So every person is interested in the financial results of the company. Okay. Next, the role of financial statement analysis is to use the information along with other relevant information. What will be the relevant information here? Obviously, anything related to money, anything related to finance. To make economic decisions. What are economic decisions? Whether to buy any share in the company or sell any share in the company. Share means a stake. You are buying a stake in the company. You cannot be the whole and sole owner. I'll give you just an example. A few days ago, 1.85% of Reliance shares, you know Reliance obviously. So Reliance shares were sold for an amount of rupees 9,006 rupees crores. 9,006 crore rupees. Okay, just 1.85% of the stake. So Reliance sold not even 2% stake for 9,000 crore rupees. So imagine how huge that amount is. Just 1.85% constitutes to 9,006 crore rupees. How is that possible? As the company is doing well, right? So these decisions whether to invest or not, so the person, this is Middle East company or the sovereign wealth fund, I think so. So whoever invested this 9,006 crore rupees, they took an economic decision that Reliance is booming because Facebook invested, then many people, Silver Lake and everyone jumped on board and started investing in Reliance. So 9,006 crore rupees is a huge amount. So they had taken an economic decision which may be right, which may be wrong, but it is still a decision. Okay. So example is whether to invest, whether to give loan, whatever. It is all based on financial statements. Okay. Analysts use financial statement to evaluate past performance. Obviously, whatever the statements we make, it is historical. Once the period is over, we make some statements. For example, the results are usually quarterly. Quarterly means 3 months. Okay, so Jan to March will be the first quarter, April to June will be the second, July to September, and October to December. So once let's say 31st March is over, now company are declaring their results. Obviously, okay. Many of the companies have already declared, some are even still declaring it today. After June is over, then this period will be reported and companies will start publishing their results. Okay, so the results are supposed to be declared. Obviously, that is one of the decisions. Okay, analysts use financial statement to evaluate past performance. Once the period is over, then the performance is declared. It cannot be futuristic, because if I am hoping that 50 students will join from Nasik and from all over India, let's say more 200 students will join, but I am expecting this, I am hoping this is an expectation, this is not a reality. And in accounts or in finance, we always anticipate reality. Something is based on the reality. I cannot just assume that 200 students will join the course. Okay, so this is obviously based on past performance. Let's say my last batch had 20 students. The last batch had 20 students, so this time I can also expect somewhere around the same number. It may be 15 to 25, that is rational. But if I'm expecting this time it will be 50 students, is it rational? No. Okay. Analysts use to analyze this current financial in order to form opinions about profits and generate cash flow in future. Okay, so they have used a term called as cash flow. Obviously we have to study these four terms. The components of financial statements are these: balance sheet, income statement and cash flow statement. We'll go into that later, and even changes in equity is the fourth one, so we'll go into that later on. Okay, so let's go. The first component is balance sheet. So I've mentioned the three components: assets, liabilities and capital. The amount you have invested in the business, that is capital. Liability is the amount you are supposed to pay to someone, and assets are the properties you own. I'll give you an example. Okay, I'll give you an example, a very simple one, and the balance sheet will be done here. Okay, so we'll divide the balance sheet in two parts. Okay, we'll divide the balance sheet in two parts. Let's say I write here all my assets. I write here all my assets. What may be my assets? Let's say I have a car worth 10 lakh rupees. I use it for business. I have laptops worth 2 lakh rupees. Okay, so let's not do it this in lakhs. Let's do it in dollars, obviously. So this is an international course. So, okay, $10,000. Take it 10,000. So this is all in dollars. So I have a car worth $10,000. Okay, laptop worth, let's say, $500. Furniture. Okay, furniture I have for the classroom. Let's say it is $1,000 worth. I have plant and machinery. So now what is plant and machinery? Plant means not paid पौधे. Okay, so plant is not that. Plant and machinery means something which works mechanically, obviously. So what will come here? Any type of asset. It may be an AC, it may be a TV, whatever. Even the companies which have huge manufacturing machines, those all come under the plant and machinery category. So let's say I have plant and machinery of same amount, let's say $1,000. I have land and building. The building I own is, let's say, of $50,000. So what is my total? What are my total assets? So this comes to around, yeah, 62,500 is the worth of my assets. I have I have paid this much amount, 62,500. On the other way around, let's say the land and building has a bank loan. I am writing here liabilities. Okay, I have taken the land and building. There is a loan on this land and building, and the amount that is supposed to be paid is $45,000. That is left to be paid. Okay, so 45,000 is left to be paid. Let's say there are creditors, that is from whom I have bought the basic things that I require for classroom. They may be printing and stationery, they may be these textbooks or any textbooks, whatever. Let's say those are 1,000. I have taken a temporary loan from bank overdraft. Temporary loan, that is a loan which is to be repaid within 1 year. That is my liability. I am supposed to pay to the creditors. I am supposed to pay to bank, and land and building, again this is a bank loan only. I can't write bank land and building. I'll write bank loan. Okay, I'll rectify this. I'll write bank loan. Yeah, this is bank loan. $45,000, and bank overdraft I have taken $500 from bank for, let's say, 3 months. Okay, so I have assets worth 62,500. I have bought these things for 62,500, out of which I have taken loan from bank or any person. What this totals come around is 46,500. So 46,500 is a loan which I have taken. I have total assets worth 62,500, out of which 46,500 are from some third parties. Okay, so how much this comes around? 16,000. This 16,000. So what is this figure? It is capital. Why capital? Because some amount I have invested in the business. What is that? That is capital. Because if I haven't invested any amount in business, if I take loan, if I take all the amount in loan, will any bank give that? No. Because if I have no investment in the business, what bank will think is this person will not do the business very passionately because he has nothing invested, he has nothing tied in the business, he has no commitment. कुछ अटका ही नहीं है ये बंदे का. If I don't have any investment in the business, bank won't give any loan. I need to have some investment. That is what capital. And from whatever person I have taken the loan, why would I have taken the loan? To buy these things, obviously. How come I have assets of 60 to 500 is because I have my own money and I have taken someone else's money. So these are liabilities, these are my assets. So we can put up an equation like we used to do in maths, that is assets is equal to liability plus capital, right? The answer is matching, the last amount is matching. So I have my assets, I have my properties, either I have put my own money or I have borrowed someone else's money. Okay, so assets is equal to liabilities plus capital. Okay, I'll read what they have said. The balance sheet, also known as financial position or statement of financial condition. So that this is your financial position. Usually this is for 31st December. The period is usually 1st Jan to 31st December. It can be on any day. It can be on any day. This is my position, as in how much I have and how much I owe. I owe as in how much I am supposed to pay to any person and how much I am worth. So this is a statement that is called as statement of financial position, or it is also called as balance sheet. It represents the firms as in business financial position in any point of time. Whatever the day is, you can calculate it accordingly. The balance sheet consists of three elements: assets, liabilities, and owner's capital or owner's equity. Okay, so capital is also known as equity, owner's equity. So the equation is asset is equal to liability plus owner's equity. Equity as in the amount invested in business, that is capital. I'll read it. Assets are the resources controlled, the properties owned. Liabilities is amount owed. Owed as in you are supposed to pay. Owed. Supposed to pay to the lenders and other creditors. Creditors as in वही कि तुमने amount पैसा borrow किया है, you are supposed to pay. Okay, owner's equity, also known as shareholders equity or shareholders funds. So that is your capital, the amount invested plus reserves and surplus and whatever. We'll do that later on. Is the residual interest in the net assets of an entity that remains after deducting its assets from liabilities. Let's say if my business doesn't work, these assets I'll sell off. Let's say these assets, whatever price I have paid, let's assuming, because this is a pure assumption, I have purchased everything for 60 to 500. If I suppose I wind up the business or I stop the business, do you think my assets will be sold for the same value? Absolutely not. So 60 to 500, let's assume I sell my assets and I pay off my liabilities. What is that? 46,500. So what was my worth? What was my net worth in, or the amount invested in business? That is my capital or owner's equity. So the amount invested, that is remaining after deducting assets from, after deducting liabilities from assets. That is what? That is your owner's equity. So the fundamental accounting equation is assets is equal to liability plus capital, or you can say assets is equal to liability plus owner's equity. Okay, the proportion of liabilities and equity used to finance a company are known as capital structure. I'll just give you an example, or rather the example is given. I'll just give you some facts. Okay, so the total assets of my year 60 to 500, out of which my own money was 16,000. So in terms of percentage, 16,000 upon 60 to 500 into 100. So 25.6% of the component of the total assets, only 25.6% control I have. Only 25.6% component is mine. Rest 74.4. Right, 74.4. Yes, the 74.4 component is I have taken money from outsiders. So is it a good sign? Because I have taken more money. If I have 1 rupees, bank or the other persons have given me almost 3 rupees. 1:3, the ratio, if you can say. Let's say this is 25 and this is 75. So if we divide it, 1:3 will be the ratio. So if I have $1 invested in the business, the $3 are from the outsiders. Okay, so that's not a good sign. Okay, so but this is capital structure. What is capital structure? The amount you have versus the amount outsiders have put it in your business. Okay, the statement of comprehensive income. So here balance sheet is done, but is it that simple? For your curriculum, this is more than enough. We'll discuss it in the remaining chapters of finance, but right now you might have understood some component of what is balance sheet. Okay, so balance sheet components of three, balance sheet consists of three components: assets, liabilities, and capital. Capital is the amount you have invested in business. Assets are the properties you own, and liabilities are the amount you are owed, that is amount you owe to any other person. Okay, so but this is okay. People will be more interested in what I have earned. Let's say for the year 18, for the year let's say 1st Jan 19 to 31st December 19, people are interested how much money I have earned. Let's say the fees from students came around to $10,000. Okay, what will be my expenses in classroom? Okay, I have to pay printing and stationery. For example, that comes around to $200. Electricity bill, that comes to $500. Okay, there is something called as depreciation. I'll just explain to you what is depreciation. Take for example this laptop. I have purchased this laptop for $1,000. Let's say I have purchased this laptop for $1,000. Will this laptop be useful for my whole remainder life? Absolutely not. This laptop will be obsolete in the 5 years. Even if this is a higher config, after 5 years the laptop becomes obsolete. It starts, it creates complications. So the life of laptop is, let's say, 5 years. So per year $200 the amount will be reduced, because the laptop is worth $1,000 today at the 0th year, and after 5 years it will be zero. So after 5 years the value will be reduced like this: 200 first year, 200 second year, 200 third year, 200 fourth year, 200 fifth year. So it will be zero. So this is what, this is depreciation. Because what is depreciation? Depreciation is normal wear and tear of your business, normal wear and tear of your assets. Normal wear and tear as in, once you use any asset, once you use any property, for example, if you are using a building, if I am taking classes, the paint will be smudged, the life of the cement or whatever the stuff, bricks and everything was put in the building, it will be degrading. The laptop, it will start getting obsolete. Mobile phones, they start getting obsolete. Whatever you use, the value reduces. The value which is reducing due to normal wear and tear of any business, it is what, it is depreciation. Okay, you will use it like this, depreciation. Okay, so depreciation is always on assets, is always on assets. Whatever assets you buy, the value gets reduced. Why reduced? Because you are using it. Whatever is man-made, the value gets reduced. For example, laptop, building. But if you buy a land, if I just buy a plot of land, there's a difference between land and building and just a plot of land. Plot of land, if I just buy it and I don't do anything on it, okay, I don't want to do farming on it, I have just bought it and kept it as an investment. So will that value be degraded? You might be confusing here the market value versus the cost I have bought that piece of land. No, those two are very different things. Okay, a plot of land, if I have just bought it, after 10 years, is the value, is the plot of land degraded? The soil will be the same. Even if there is an earthquake, the plot of land will be there and then. Okay, nothing will happen to it. But if I take this laptop, will it be same after 10 years? It might not be working after 2 years itself. So land and building is degraded or it's depreciated. But just a plot of land, is it depreciable? No, because land never depreciates, it stays the same way, because we are not doing farming. If we are doing farming, after we grow crops and after some time the land becomes infertile. So at that, if you are a farmer, you can use that the plot of land is being depreciated. But if you are not a farmer, if you have just bought it as an investment, you cannot put depreciation on land. So depreciation is the normal wear and tear on assets, okay, except land. So we were studying what are the different expenses of mine. Let's say this is also $500. Okay, then so the softwares I'm annually paying some amount, let's say that is $2,000. Okay, so any and other expenses, I'll just put it a general thing. Other expenses is $800. So I have earned 10,000 and I have spent how much? $4,000, right? So what is my profit? 10,000 minus 4,000. 10,000 was my income, 4,000 was my expenditure for business, and how much is left? What is the amount left? That is $6,000. Okay, the statement of comprehensive income, or this is also called as income statement, reports all changes in equity for shareholder transactions. Okay, for issuing stock, repurchasing stock, and paying dividends. I'll give you another example. Let's say I am a trader. I'm a trader. Okay. Let's say I trade in second-hand cars. I trade in second-hand cars. Let's say I buy 5 cars. That is Audi, Bentley, Bugatti, whatever. So 5 cars I have bought, and I sold 4 cars out of them. Let's say I bought 5 cars for 1 crore. No, not 1 crore. Uh, I bought all these cars for, let's say, 1 million. And if I sell the 4 cars for, let's say, 1.5 million, I'm still earning profit. So what is stock? Now the term here was stock. Stock is the goods you have bought for buying and selling. Stock is the goods you have bought for buying and selling, right? Stock is the unsold goods that have left. So out of the 5 cars, only 4 got sold. So one is still left. So that is what? That is my stock. That is my closing stock. That is one goods have still been left with me. So the goods are unsold. So the stock is unsold items. Okay. So reports on financial performance over a period of time. The elements are, we have already studied the elements. Income, expense, right? Income is also known as revenue. Revenue, expense, and other costs. Okay, other costs. So income or revenue is the amount I have earned. That was my fees, or this may be sales. Okay. As revenue are the inflows from delivering any products or rendering services. Delivering any products, that was cars, or rendering services, that is tuitions, classrooms, or any other activities that constitute entities ongoing major central operations, whatever. So what Tata Motors, it will be cars. For Hindustan Unilever Limited, it will be soaps, toiletries, cosmetics, and whatever. For Dabur, it will be Ayurvedic products. Okay. For Audi, it will be cars. So for every person or for every business, the sell component always changes. So revenue is the amount you have derived from either selling goods or from selling or rendering services. You cannot sell services, you can render services. Okay. So next, expenses. Whatever expenses are needed for the business, any amount incurred for day-to-day businesses. Okay. Day-to-day management of business. Outflows. Okay. Just 1 minute. Okay, so we were studying inflows and outflows. Inflow and outflow. So inflow means something is coming to you, and outflow means something is going out. Inflow means money is flowing towards you, and outflow is money is going away from you. So inflow means when you sell some products or when you render some services, you will get money. You are supposed to receive money. That is inflow. And outflow means when you expend for any item, or you make any expenses, or you pay any amount, whatever. So that is outflow of money. So if you are paying for something, that is outflow, and if you are receiving money, that is inflow. Okay. So expenses are outflow from delivering products or services. Obviously that is done. And other income. Let's say I earn fees, and also I have given a property on rent. Or let's not give a vague example. Let's give a example relevant to this. If suppose I get income from shares, or if I have put money in an FD, a fixed income. Okay. I have put money in a fixed deposit, and I am getting interest on it. Interest on fixed deposit. I'm getting interest on interest on FD. Okay. So that is my income. But is FD my main business? Am I a bank? Definitely not. So this is my other income. Out of the fees I had earned, I have put some amount in FD. Okay, and that FD is giving me returns. That FD is giving me interest. That is my income. Maybe it will be $200, whatever that may be the amount. So let's say my interest on FD is $200. Is it my main income? Is it relevant to the business? No, but it is still my income. It is because FD, I have created it from whatever I have earned in the business, and that FD is in the name of business. Because if there would have been no business, how could I have made that FD? So once I did made an FD, and the amount I am getting from it, जो ब्याज आ रहा है उस पे से, that is my income. What is it? But that is not my main income. That is my other income. Okay, so other income includes gains that may or may not arise in ordinary course. So it's generally not from ordinary course. It may be, but very few chance. I'll give you another example. So once my CA got completed, whatever the modules or books I had bought, around roughly the books or modules, you can say around 20,000 rupees I had paid for it. And once I got cleared from CA, I sold them off. Okay, so it was obviously a scrap. Raddi mein de di. I got 1500 rupees from it. So is it my main income? No, but it is still my income. This is my other income. Okay. So the income statement can be combined with other comprehensive income. So this is obviously added to what is this income statement. Okay, so this is an income statement. Whatever you earn, it may be your business may be in profit or your business may be in loss. Depends on how you run your business. So right now, automotive sector is in loss, right? So income statement is can be combined. Okay. So we have studied two components. Let's study the next two components and stop our lecture for today. The footnotes will do in the next lecture. Okay, so we have studied this and this is also done. Let's go on to changes in equity. As I have said, owner's equity is the amount you have invested in business. Let's take an example before COVID-19. Let's take an example of Reliance. So Reliance, let's say, had shareholders or the equity, the owners Reliance had. For example, let's say Mukesh Ambani had 50%. Now Mukesh Ambani sold, out of that 50%, he sold his share to Facebook 10%. Okay. So he sold to Silver Lake, let's say 5%. I'm just getting rough figures. Sold to that sovereign wealth fund 2%. Sold to other persons 3%. Okay, so out of 50%, how much he has sold? 20%. So what is left with him now? 30%. And these people come in a combination on 20%. So what is this? This is equity statement. This is changes in equity. So before COVID-19 or last year, Mukesh Ambani owned 50% of the stake of Reliance, and now he just owns 30%. Rest 20% is sold off to numerous people. I'll read it. The statement of changes in equity reports the amount and sources of changes in equity investors or investment in a firm over a period of time. The equity, the shares you buy and sell of any company, that is what? That is owner's equity. That is capital. If he is reducing his capital, if he is taking money from other people, that is owner's equity, right? And last is statement of cash flows. Okay, the last component is statement of cash flows. In balance sheet we studied three components: assets, liability, capital. In income statement we again studied three components: revenue, other income, and expenses. Now in cash flow statement we'll study again three more components. What is cash flow? But cash flow is inflow and outflow of money. It may be dollars, it may be pounds, it may be rupees, whatever. Okay, so cash flow is, it is just your cash account. Cash account as in how much cash you have earned and how much cash you have expended. It is purely in cash. Not just cash, it is also the money in your bank account. If your cash has increased, physical cash, or if money in your bank account has been increased, it is you have earned money, or it may be you have expended. Okay, it may be also you have bought something, it may be also you have sold something. It may be you have invested something, or it may be you have sold some investment. So what is statement of cash flow? It presents the company's cash receipts and payments. So the right word to use is receipts and payments. If you get receipt as in cash is flowing towards you, so this is an inflow. पैसा आ रहा है तुम्हारे पास. और पेमेंट मतलब तुमने पैसा दिया है कोई भी पर्पस के लिए, you have expended some amount, payments, so that is outflow. So inflow and outflow of cash and cash equivalents is cash flow statement. Okay, so there are three components in this: operating, investing, and financing. Operating, investing, and financing. Operating, investing, and financing. Okay, so for operating expenses, operating as in day to day, what is required for the business. Operating cash flows are those which involves normal business. Okay, so these are day to day expenses. Like for classes, it will be printing and stationery, the markers, these tablets, the pen for the tablets. Okay, day to day expenditure. Investing cash flows, investing is that you buy any asset or any property. Okay, it may be even an FD also. So whatever, yeah, an asset you buy, so here it will be income and expense of business. Here it will be assets bought and sold, and financing here will be liabilities and capital, if you analyze it in a logical way. So investing are those which result from acquisition or sale of property. Acquisition means you are buying some asset, and selling off means obviously you are selling off the property. It may be a plant, equipment, subsidiary, or a segment. You are selling off a segment. For example, Tata Motors makes passenger cars, okay, make transport vehicles, make trucks, and there is also a component known as JLR. Jaguar Land Rover. Okay, so they have a plant with China, and China is also a partnership, red cherry or something, not red cherry but cherry or something. So this JLR division was the loss making division of Tata, but it's now the most profitable segment of JLR because the sales of JLR have quite picked up in China. Okay, so this segment, if suppose Tata decides that we'll move out of this automotive sector, it's quite becoming cumbersome and tiresome for us. So let's say they sell off this segment. So even that is a property because they are selling off a factory. They're selling off a factory or they're selling off a segment. They are not selling the whole business, the passenger or everything. They are just selling the JLR segment. Okay. Securities, even shares can be sold, FD can be broken down, and other investments. And financing cash flow is how you take money from any person. These are the loans, and this is your own amount invested. I'll read it. Financing cash flows are those resulting from issuance or retirement of firm's debt. Firm's debt मतलब उधार. तुम अगर पैसा borrow कर रहे हो, if you are taking loan from any person, that is a loan, and if you are repaying them, even that comes under financing. If you are taking loan from somebody, that is a loan, and even if you are paying off that loan, the loan will get reduced. And the last component is you are putting more, you are buying more shares or you are selling shares also, equity securities, and includes dividend paid to stockholders. Okay, so we'll study what is dividend and everything in a specific chapter, so let's not go into that right now. So I hope you have got various components of financial statements. Okay, so there were 4 components. The 4 components consisted of balance sheet, which consisted again of 3 items: assets, liabilities, capital or owner's equity. Then there was next concept called as income statement. We call it in India as P&L. Okay, so revenue, expenses, other income were the 3 components. Changes in equity, as in the owner's capital, and last was cash flow statement, the inflow and outflow from operating, financing and investment activities. So we'll stop here today. We'll continue the next lectures, and after this reading is done, we'll take a practical example of these financial statements. आगे है वैसे भी, but अपन ये अभी कर लेंगे. Okay, so let's stop for today's lecture.